Whoa, that was high pitched.
Jeez, I know you're excited for the BaconBit, Joel, but could you calm it down just a little bit?
Never. I'll never calm it down because I'm excited. This BaconBit is not for Incredibles. Sorry.
Sorry. We'll see it eventually.
We'll see it eventually. We may do a BaconBit on it, but
it was our favorite Pixar movie, so why wouldn't we see it?
Why wouldn't we do a BaconBit on it?
Joel, that's a good question. Why are we doing it? I don't know.
Because we didn't see it.
Because, dang it, we had a BaconBit plan from last year for this Friday.
It's very fitting. It's more fitting than an Incredibles movie.
Because back in episode 110, we were so young then, so naive. And we did My TV Dad Can Beat Up Your TV Dad. And we had a bunch of different TV dads like Carl Winslow and Danny Tanner and Tim Allen.
Yeah, Gomez Adams.
Tim Taylor, I guess. Yeah, and all those regular type dads. But we pulled all the killer dads out because we said there's no way we could have. It's unfair. These guys are actually trained to kill.
Although apparently for you guys, Herman Munster and Fred Flintstone can't be beat.
Apparently not.
Michael Landon,
kind of true though.
Pa Ingalls should take them all down. In fact, I want him in this one.
But so we had the Killer Dad bracket, which we've been holding on to for a year. Last Father's Day, we did the My TV Dad Can Beat Up Your TV Dad, and then we had this kind of supplementary bracket that we are going to be doing today, and you can actually find it at baconcell.com. You can find a bracket that you can download and play along. But this is a BaconBit, so we got to go fast.
And there's so few names that you don't really even have to download. You can kind of just follow, but you still should download just because.
Yeah, because it's fun. It's fun to play along. Pass it around the office, cause some contention.
Yeah, that's true.
It's fun to have these fictional dads kill each other, right?
It is. So just to give you a background on brackets, what we do is we have a March Madness style bracket. We put the dads in, and then we're going to go head to head. And if Kent and I agree, they will automatically move on. If we do not, Jacob will split the tie.
And we yell at each other a lot.
That's it.
Yes.
And then one of us will get mad at the other, and that's how things go.
Usually how it goes. And then it becomes 3 different shows.
And someone will create a fake account, and we'll just get annoyed and block them.
I don't know what you're talking about. Never happened.
That's never happened. Okay.
I love blocking and muting.
Are you guys ready?
Yes.
All right. So this is the Bacon Sale TV Dad bonus round, as Joel has labeled it, which is funny.
Killer Dad bracket.
Killer Dad bracket. So we only have 8 participants in this one, so it's basically Elite 8 right from the beginning.
Oh yeah,
and
these are elite.
And these are Elite 8. Like
they are.
These are handpicked killer dads from TV, and we kind of made a stipulation too that we could not repeat a show.
Yeah, so if there's a show,
important stipulation,
like a certain fantasy show that has a lot of terrible men,
we could say it.
Game of Thrones. We're only going to...
I was going with My Little Pony.
My Little Pony. A lot of terrible men.
But
we're only going to pick one dad to represent each show.
And kind of like... And these are father figure type dads. It's not like they just happen to have a kid.
Yeah.
It's like that's part of their character is that they're a dad.
Yeah, it's an essential part of the character.
We will be giving some minor spoilers. Minor spoilers, but we won't get into the heavy stuff because some of these shows I still haven't finished.
So I'm going to say the match, and then these guys are going to remind you who these guys are.
Yes,
and then you guys will give your votes.
Yep.
Ready?
You're ready.
First match: Tony Soprano versus Jack Bauer.
Starting it off strong.
Yes. It really is. Yeah.
So Tony Soprano, obviously from HBO's Sopranos, ran from 1990 to 2007, and he was played by James Gandolfini. Whereas Jack Bauer is from 24, which ran from 2001 to 2010, and that's it. There was no reboot.
And so you hope.
He was portrayed by Kiefer
that's it
Sutherland.
with Jack Bauer.
That is with Jack Bauer.
So Tony Soprano, born August 24th, 1959. Jack Bauer, born February 18th, 1966.
This is getting geeky.
Yeah, it is. Why would we want to know that?
This is the research we do.
Well, and Jack Bauer, at the beginning of 24, he is the head of CTU, the counter-terrorist unit.
Yes.
At the beginning of Sopranos, Tony Soprano is they have a name for it. It's like an underboss, but they have an actual name for it.
He's a street boss.
He gets promoted to street boss later on.
Captain.
It's like...
His rank has been soldier, captain, street boss, and boss.
But it's like an Italian word for it that I'm missing right now.
Is it?
Capo. In the first season, Tony is a capo in the DeMeo crime family. But that's beside the point. So we basically have a mobster against a counter-terrorist unit.
Joel, I'm guessing you haven't seen Sopranos?
No, although it just came out in VidAngel, so I may start watching it very quickly.
It is actually a fantastic show.
That's what I hear. I'm excited to see it.
As far as a character piece goes, this guy is a true sociopath, but it is
I haven't seen
really
it either.
compelling.
How many seasons is it?
It's 5 seasons, but they're HBO seasons, so it's about 8 to 13 episodes each season.
Shorter seasons.
And the cast is great throughout. And I will say for Tony Soprano, he survives a long time. He
Until
outlives most
Journey
everyone.
starts playing.
Or is that his end? Joel?
Talk about that in the finales.
Exactly. And actually, compared to, I mean, there's always problems in the family, but compared to a lot of dads on this list, his kids actually like him throughout.
Yeah,
there's minor
maintains
fights,
that
but
relationship.
his kids always have a
He
relationship.
does cheat on his wife a lot, though. I read that.
Yeah.
So,
But he's managed to keep his family alive.
Yeah.
but here's the thing, Ken. I want to bring this up because I don't know which way
Sure.
you're going to vote. What is happening to Tony Soprano, like right from the get go? What is he going through?
He's been being hunted down by the DEA, FBI, everyone else.
But what's his personal issue?
He's going to therapy.
Because
He's talking to ducks.
he has anxiety attacks.
Oh, that's true.
And he blacks out. I think in the pilot episode, he blacks out because he gets too worked up. And so he goes to therapy. Like he goes to a doctor, and they're like, "There's nothing physically wrong with you." So then he has to go see a therapist. So it's like a mobster seeing a therapist. And he has some issues. And he enjoys feeding ducks at the pond and at his pool.
Yes.
He's sentimental. He has a sentimental attachment towards animals and has been traumatized by the loss of his childhood dog.
Yes.
He loses consciousness when he has these panic attacks, and basically he's broken. So he's a violent sociopath, yes, but he also struggles with depression and is prone to panic
At
attacks.
least Jack Bauer's emotional state is very reliable.
It is.
I think
it's one
I think
emotion.
You're selling Tony short, actually. His entire family, his mom sends a hit squad after him. His mom. Everyone in his...
I mean, we've all been there, though, right?
I know you have. But everyone wants to kill him except for his immediate family. And he manages to survive it all. He rises the ranks, similar to another character we're going to announce later.
Yes.
He's personally killed 8 people, and he was responsible for the deaths of dozens.
8. That's cute.
I know, it's so cute.
It's so cute. Jack,
Joel-
we want to know how many confirmed on-screen kills Jack Bauer had in his 8 seasons of 24?
Jake, we want you to guess.
So Tony Soprano had 8 personal kills. Not
And this is
indirect.
on the show.
So in 8 seasons, Jack Bauer killed 75 people.
309.
Oh my gosh.
309 on-screen kills.
And he has rendered 87 people unconscious on screen.
And this isn't including like other things where he's let bombs, like you don't see it happen.
Or nuke go off.
Or even everything he did previous to that, which I'll get into another. We'll get into another round because I'm voting Jack Bauer.
It's Jack Bauer all the way.
This is funny. It's funny how you kept playing for Tony for a while.
We had to give Tony his due.
Look, he's
Yeah.
a business owner. He works for Waste Management. He owns a meat market in a place called Bada Bing.
300, 309 on screen.
Compared to 8.
on screen.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Jack
And
moves on.
people have gone through and like broken it down. Like you can find a website where they'll like list the kills and they'll have like a little screenshot of each time.
What?
Yeah, it's insane.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. All right, next match. Jack Bristow versus Walter White.
Jack Bristow from Alias, which ran from 2001 to 2006. He was played by Victor Garber. And then Walter White from Breaking Bad, which ran from 2008 to 2013. And he's played by Bryan Cranston.
Jack Bristow is 195 pounds. He's 6'2" and left-handed. Walter White, he was born September 7th, 1958.
So now this is actually an interesting match, I felt, because both of these are kind of dads who would do anything for their children.
Even though it seems like one of these guys betrays his kid all the time. It seems
But he's
that way.
But you were talking about Walter White?
Jack Bristow.
No, you're talking about Jack.
Yeah. So Jack Bristow, he has his daughter Sydney. Jennifer Garner plays
From
her.
Alias, yes.
And he will do anything to protect her, even if that means hurting her to protect her, I guess.
Yeah.
And then
And
Walter
hiding
White.
secrets about her mom and whatnot.
Yeah, I should clarify. He's a longtime agent of the CIA.
In SD6.
And SD6.
He's like a triple agent.
He's been trained. He's emotionally distant, and this is what it says, can be among the show's coldest and most brutal characters. And then Walter White,
He's a chemistry teacher.
He's a chemistry teacher in the first season.
Yes.
But he gets progressively more and more deadly as it goes on, and more cold and cruel.
Are you guys going to vote for the character you like better or the guy you think would actually kill the other guy?
Well, that's the question.
Yes.
Because I've gone both ways.
It's true. But for example, Jack Bristow, his skills are physics, aeronautics, engineering, game theory, cryptology, linguistics, and then he has a doctorate in education.
Seems like he has a superpower, too.
No
Jack Bristow?
superpowers for Jack Bristow.
It's a different show.
But so Walter White.
Oh,
he's-
that's Arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walter White, chemist, crystal meth manufacturer, car wash owner, Vominos pest control owner, and a drug kingpin.
And he has lung cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's true. So you're saying he will die eventually
But
anyways?
here's the other thing I want to
Jack
bring
just
up.
has to hide.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, here's the other thing I want to bring up is that initially Walter White is very hesitant to kill people, and even though he does manage to kill people,
Yes.
He's very hesitant at first, but then as it gets along, he actually, I don't know if he enjoys it, but he definitely gets a thrill from killing people.
I'm going to give a quote by Bryan Cranston. He says, by the 4th season, he says, I think Walt's figured out it's better to be a pursuer than be pursued.
And he's also very, very
the
smart.
one who knocks, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Walter White is also very, very smart. Like, he was able to outsmart a number of pretty high profile characters who were pretty tough. And he was able to figure out how to outsmart them. Even though he didn't have the brawn, he still had the brains.
And sometimes with poison sitting right across from them.
Yes.
Poison.
Which, okay, so this is why I want to bring this up. Can you go first in this one?
I'm going to go first. It's Walter White.
See, and here's the thing.
Okay.
I want to vote Walter White. I want to. But the fact remains is that Jack Bristow is a trained killer. Walter White is a killer of happenstance.
Did you ever see Jack Bristow actually kill someone or just sit in an office?
I think you actually see him kill people, don't you?
I don't remember.
Does he just order kills?
I think he orders kills.
He had to have.
No, yeah, he killed as well.
He's hardly as agile as Heisenberg.
But here's the other thing.
Okay.
Is that Jack Bristow, his defining trait is his devotion to the safety of his daughter, Sydney. He is highly protective of her and willing to do anything, torture, kill, even betray his country to ensure her well-being. He also is a heavy drinker.
Oh.
And if he wins, it'll be Jack versus Jack. So,
yes. But I just...
all right, let's wrap this up.
Okay, and I'm going to say, yeah, no, go ahead.
Well, here's the thing, is I feel like Walter White could manipulate his love for his daughter.
Yes.
I also think he could put some rice in his drink, and he could take him out. But we're not, I don't know, are we doing a cage match type thing, or is it more kind of like in the same show?
Long game, Walter White wins because Walter White climbs. That's what he does. He gets better and better, and he owns everything. He sees people as pawns, and he will manipulate them to further his interests or eliminate them. He will rise to the top of SD6 or the CIA if he needs to. Walter White will be the head of the CIA. And so he will take out Jack Bristow.
And Walter White has on screen personally killed 12 people.
Yes.
Indirectly and indirectly, but directly,
Yes.
he
And he has a perfect brain for science.
indirectly, if you include kind of people he's had a hand in killing, it's close to 200 people.
Joel, are you voting Walter or Jack?
I don't know. I'm having a hard time this one, actually.
I'm going Walter White.
I'll go Jack. Yeah.
You know Jake's going to go Jack.
I have a hard time with this one, though, because I want Walter to win, but I just feel logically it makes more sense for the trained CIA killer.
A cunning sociopath, emotional manipulation. He's meticulous. He's violent. This is Walter White, who becomes
Are you describing
the
Jack?
worst of the worst. Jack Bristow, he's like, she's my little princess. I'll take care of her when I need to.
But
Walter White, whose family has gone by the wayside.
All right.
This is the first round stuff.
Walter White got revenge on everyone that ever took him out.
He did, but he was also...
He blew up the face of
No,
a character.
I know. And that's awesome that he did that.
Joel, is your vote? Are you voting? Is it done? You're
I'm
saying
voting Jack Bristow.
Okay.
Kent, I'm sorry, but it's going to be Walter White.
I'm proud of you, Jake. I was really worried about that, actually.
I'm okay with that.
You're okay with that.
I'm okay with that. I was like, I'm okay if Jack moves on, but I'm happy if Walter White wins because I like Walter White.
No, I think Walter's even more removed emotionally, and I feel like he could be more cunning.
Yeah, especially near the end.
Yeah, because we're taking him at their like peak and stuff.
If you got to like season 9, if Walter White got to season 9, imagine how terrible that man would be.
Yes. All right, we got to move this along. This is a bacon bit after all.
Yeah. All right, so next match is Ned Stark versus Rick Grimes.
Ned Stark from Game of Thrones, which went from 2011 to present, and played by Sean Bean, and Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead, 2010 to present, portrayed by Andrew Lincoln.
Ned Stark's titles are Lord of Winterfell, Hand of the King, Lord Regent of the Seven Kingdoms, and Protector of the Realm, while Rick Grimes' occupation is Kings County Sheriff's Deputy and the former constable of the Alexandria Safe Zone and co-leader of the militia.
I wonder which way he's voting.
You want to just give your vote out now, Kent?
Yeah, for sure. It's Ned Stark all the way.
See, and I'm going to vote opposite.
Okay.
Because to me, it's just sword versus gun. Gun's going to win.
I'm sorry. You don't have to reload a sword, Joel.
No, but you can be from a distance and hurt them.
Have you seen Ned Stark's sword?
Have you seen Rick Grimes' big old revolver?
I've actually seen the recent episodes of Walking Dead, and he cannot hit the broadside of a barn.
I'm talking season 1, Rick, when he was more competent.
He got shot in the head in season 1 in that first episode.
He gets shot in the gut, isn't it?
Same thing. He ends up in the hospital.
It's really not.
Same thing.
And here's what I'm going to
never
say.
going to operate on me.
Ned Stark, he can deal easily with winter and cold, and he's willing to kill with his own hand. Rick always has this thing like, I'm going to be a leader, but everyone hates me for being leader. Ned Stark is a leader. He is the leader, and he's a soldier.
Kent, would you say that Ned Stark is the governor of his land, of Winterfell?
I would not say that.
You wouldn't say he's the governor of Winterfell?
No, he's the Lord Regent.
But he takes over the area, kind of runs the place.
He's the hand of
wears
the
a
king.
patch on his eye.
He's second in command.
You know what Rick Grimes did to the governor in The Walking Dead?
Rick Grimes is second in command to a
He
sheriff.
took out his other eye.
It's a deputy versus the hand of the king.
It's circumstance. Okay, I'm sorry he wasn't born with a silver spoon in his mouth, Ken, but Rick Grimes could take out
Jake, here we go.
Ned Stark
Ned
any
was
day.
highly skilled in combat. Remember, he was in a war where they won. All Rick Grimes has done is had his whole family killed. His whole family. Glenn died.
Okay, I'm bringing this up right now. It's kind of a spoiler, but not really.
I know what you're doing.
But Ned Stark was loyal to a fault, and it cost him dearly.
A man with integrity.
Rick Grimes, he had his loyalty, but then when he realized the world had to change, he changed with it, and he's like, okay, I'm perfectly fine with shooting walkers and some bad people as well.
The only time I've ever seen Rick actually effectively kill anyone was when zombies were leaning against the fence and he used a knife or a pick. That's it.
Here's the thing.
You know what's
why,
a big pick? A sword.
You want to know why Rick Grimes is tougher? Because he's lasted longer.
Shame on you.
He got colder.
Do you know why he lasted
and colder
longer?
and colder until he is a heartless man.
You know what's funny?
Not a headless man.
Everyone wants to see more of Ned Stark. Nobody wants to see more of Rick Grimes.
Well, Rick Grimes, he's still going. He's still going well, and he's still killing people.
And that's what happens when you lose somebody like that.
Jacob, this is on you then. Rick Grimes.
You don't need to reload a sword.
Versus Ned Stark.
You know,
a man who wears furry coats versus a badass sheriff with a gun.
The man that held off the wildlings in the north. Rick Grimes can't even protect his own family. He shot his own...
Did we see him hold off the wildlings north, or he just let the people at the wall do that for him?
That's what he does. He's the Lord Regent.
So he doesn't actually get his hands dirty.
He is a soldier.
He gets his neck dirty.
He's a soldier.
Tell me one battle he was in.
The entire battle that got Robert O'Baratheon in the kingdom.
Tell me a battle we saw on screen.
It's in the last season.
There's a lot of lore that we get, Kent, that turns out to be not true in Ned Stark's history.
Allow me to give the title. Okay, here's Rick
Should
Grimes,
I stop this?
Former
Yeah, we got to get moving.
former constable of Alexandria Safe Zone. What happened to Alexandria? Oh, wait. Oh, it was taken over. Huh.
Yeah, but Rick lived.
What a good king.
Okay. All right. This is way more intense than I expected.
Bacon cell.
Yeah.
It's true.
So for sure, Ned Stark is...
He's a good man.
He's a good man. And
Yes.
They're both good men to start.
No, Rick Grimes.
Rick Grimes is kind of...
start. He started as a good man.
He's kind of simple, honestly.
All it takes. A simple bullet.
Carl.
Ned Stark is 100 times better a character than Rick Grimes, but
I would agree with that.
I think Rick Grimes is going to win
I would also agree with that.
because
Wow.
Ned Stark dies. And it
Rick-
was
Spoiler!
totally avoidable.
Rick Grimes runs out of bullets. He has 6 bullets.
Ned Stark
He's dead.
didn't have to
Arrows.
die. If he,
All he needs is one.
if his
No, because he can't hit the broadside of the barn. Watch the most recent episodes.
Have you seen him in the initial ones?
He cannot kill what's
First
his
episode,
face.
little girl with slippers.
look, Ned
Takes her
Stark,
out.
Oh, yeah, he takes out a little girl with slippers. That is not
Little
Ned
zombie
Stark.
girl, we should clarify.
zombie girl. Yeah, very zombie girl.
Let's move on. We got to hurry.
Ned Stark can't stay alive is the trouble here. So, okay.
It's true. Sean Bean does deserve him to die.
All right, next match is Malcolm Merlyn versus John Winchester.
Malcolm Merlyn from Arrow, 2012 to present. John Winchester from Supernatural, 2005 to present. Oh, I forgot to say, Malcolm Merlyn portrayed by John Barrowman, and John Winchester portrayed by Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
John Winchester, born sometime in 1954, and Malcolm Merlyn, born October 13th, 1966.
So Malcolm Merlyn, if you don't know from Arrow, he has a son named Tommy.
Yes.
And then it turns out later on there's another character that he's the father of that they didn't know.
You're really good at this. The non-spoiler.
I'm trying not to spoil it too much. Although, man, I hate Malcolm Merlyn as a character. Like he was one of those that like, oh, he's dead. No, he's not. He's dead. No, he's not. He's dead. No, he's not.
Season
He's
1,
dead.
though,
No, he's
pretty
not.
cool.
Yeah, but
Because
that's,
Arrow's learning his powers, and there's a better archer than he
I
is.
also find John Barrowman kind of annoying.
Yeah, I do.
But
I find everything in that show annoying.
and then John Winchester
Everything.
from a show called
Felicity.
yeah. So John Winchester is the father of Sam and Dean.
Yes.
Winchester, who I guess they're brothers. I think I haven't seen the show.
Yes, you have. You're in season 3.
I'm actually farther than that. But I feel like this, and John Winchester is known as a hunter. Like he hunts demons and monsters and ghouls. Malcolm Merlyn is from the League of Assassins and is trained to kill.
Yes.
And is also very capable of staying alive.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go first, Ken, or do you want to go first?
I want you to go first.
I feel like this is the same story of Walter White versus Jack Bristow, but in maybe a different format, because I feel like both of these dads kind of did the wrong to their sons and offspring in a way. They thought they were doing it for the best, but it really was kind of this cold, hands-off approach. Mm-hmm. That's why they kind of got matched up together. But in regards to Trained to Kill, I feel like, don't get me wrong, John Winchester's great at killing spooks and demons and ghosts.
He fought in the Vietnam War.
He did fight in the Vietnam War, but Malcolm Merlyn is a trained assassin. And so I got to go Malcolm Merlyn.
The integrity, once again, of this man. He tries, he fails as a dad, but he really does try. He thinks he is doing the right thing.
Fun facts about John Winchester, by the way. He was originally, do you know who originally was going to play him?
I did read this. I don't remember right now.
Bruce Campbell was going to be the dad.
That's
yeah.
right. That would have been so great.
Also,
right?
do you know how old Jeffrey Dean Morgan is compared to Jensen Ackles, his on-screen son?
Like 12 years?
12 years.
I should not know that.
That's funny to me.
Jake, if I pick John Winchester, would you pick him to go through?
Yeah.
Okay, it's Malcolm Merlyn then, for sure.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's Malcolm Merlyn.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to high-five that, though, because I really don't like it.
It would be close, but
I don't like Malcolm Merlyn.
I don't trust him as a character. Like, I know it's happened in the show somewhat, but it feels unreliable. I feel like because he's kind of a spook, come in and out, I feel like John Winchester would be well matched against that.
Maybe.
It's a good argument.
Yeah. No, it would be a good battle to watch, honestly. But yeah, I think John Winchester would fare better against the undead than the Lazarus Pit.
But I wouldn't just pick him because he's from Supernatural, Kent. If that's what you were going to
what
ask.
I think you would.
No,
we know the truth.
Definitely a better show than Arrow. Okay, final 4.
Already, woo!
we gotta hurry.
All right, so first is Jack versus Walter White. Jack Bauer versus Walter White.
Yes. Now, I want to give a little bit of Jack's history here. He has a Bachelor of Arts degree in English Literature from UCLA.
Oh, yay.
He also has a Master of Science in Criminology from Berkeley.
This could have been a whole show.
He enlisted in the U.S. Army and later graduated from Offer Candidate School. He was in the Green Berets. He was awarded, he was in Special Forces, awarded the Silver Star, Purple Heart, Legion of Merit. He received airborne, air assault, and ranger training. He was a captain after 12 years in the Army. He was in the LAPD, Special Weapons and Tactics Unit. Against a chemistry teacher. Oh, he's also in the CIA for a bit. It's Jack Bauer. Without a doubt, it's Jack Bauer.
I love me some Walter White, but the only reason he wasn't caught so many times is because of jurisdiction.
Yeah, well, also, he lucked out. Walter White lucked out so many times.
Lot.
And, oh, man, but I love that, though. I love it so much when something bad's about to happen, and then he's just barely gets out of it by the skin of his teeth. I'm like,
seriously.
It's so fun to watch in Breaking Bad.
And I will say that Walter White has survived assassins before, cartel assassins.
Yeah, the twins.
Oh, man, it's so terrifying, right?
Yeah.
And Jack Bauer is basically a government assassin.
They almost have the same number of kills, though. Like I said, indirectly 200 kills from Walter White.
Okay.
But 309 for Jack Bauer.
But that was also on screen.
That's true.
Man, that show must have just been all killing. There was
It
probably
was
like
a lot
10
of
kills per episode. Breaking necks. No, it's Jack Bauer all the way. I don't need to waste time here.
Well, yeah. Sorry, Walter.
Okay. Next up is Rick Grimes versus Malcolm Merlyn. This would have been better to have John Winchester against Grimes, though.
You think so?
Yeah.
Walking Dead versus...
They're kind of similar, and plus he's in the show.
That's true. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that would be Negan against Rick Grimes. Yeah, that would have been funny.
So actually, Rick Grimes in The Walking Dead does kill 80 non-zombies.
Oh, you got the numbers on that.
It's
nice.
over 80 non-zombies.
Oh, now you have that information.
Yeah, I didn't want him to
interesting.
win. You really don't like him.
So Rick Grimes against... Wait, who's he against?
Malcolm Merlyn.
Malcolm Merlyn. God, I got to get the...
So I found this on the Arrowverse wiki. So Malcolm is in excellent physical condition for a man of his age due to his training with the League of Assassins. His reflexes are fast enough to catch or deflect an incoming arrow. And then Oliver cut off his left hand, and he also got a prosthetic hand, a metal prosthetic hand, which has helped him become like half cyborg and even stronger and faster. That's Malcolm Merlyn. Like, he needed it, but he got it.
Man, this guy's lame.
Also, he was trained in the art of stage magic. Malcolm Merlin was.
Nice.
I mean, it's his name, right? And so he has escape artistry and hypnotism. So, and he also became Ra's al Ghul for a point.
Yeah, but also Ra's al Ghul was hunting him for a time.
That's out of sequence.
I know.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
He was the leader of the League of Assassins. Basically, I'm playing my card here. I don't like the character. I really don't. But he easily takes on a simple sheriff's deputy with Rick Grimes. It is totally Malcolm Merlin. Rick would never see it coming. Never. All he has is he has a wall, and he's in a house talking to Carl. Carl! That's it.
That makes sense.
That arrow goes through the pudding can, right to the side of Rick's head.
I got to agree with Kent. It's got to be.
Yeah.
I don't like.
And it's funny,
I don't
'cause
like.
we don't like Malcolm Merlin at all.
No, but it makes just logical sense.
That's what you get for not voting for John. All right, guys, we're down to the finals.
The finals.
It goes fast.
I love bacon bits.
Yeah, this is just like a full hour bacon bit. Okay, the final is Jack Bauer versus Malcolm Merlin.
Let me tell you about the skills of Jack Bauer. Special weapons and tactics. High altitude halo jumps. Survival, evasion, resistance, escape, psychological operations, direct action, civil action, and counter.
Oh, civil actions.
Counter
That's good to know.
proliferation.
So he could
and
like have like a
nuclear
lawsuit,
skills.
maybe.
He also has a Purple Heart and a Silver Star.
Jack Bauer can also handle explosive and electronic devices, has a high resistance to torture. I mean, after he was captured by the Chinese and tortured for almost 2 years, it is said that he did not say a word the entire time. He's a tough man. He's also can fly a plane and a helicopter.
No, are we talking Malcolm Merlin? He has a League of Assassins. He has ninjas at the ready. Are we just saying Malcolm Merlin?
It's just, well,
Jack could be trouble against some ninjas.
but Jack has taken on ninjas, I think, in season
Has he?
7
No,
or
that
6.
never happened.
Yeah,
oh,
probably
season
so.
6, the one no one likes.
16, yeah.
Probably so. But I tell you, okay.
I actually want to picture the fight here between Malcolm Merlin and Jack
how-
Bauer, because I don't think Jack sees Malcolm coming. He just appears out of nowhere.
I think that there's a threat called in to CTU saying this guy is threatening to blow up the entire city.
Okay.
And
Which he did, successfully.
Which he did, and it's Jack's job to stop him. So I think Jack is going to use his weapons, he's going to use his tactics, he's going to use traps, he's going to use bombs, he's going to do everything he can to try to stop Malcolm Merlin, and it's not going to go well because Malcolm Merlin is very trained. However, I believe what's going to happen, and this feels very 24-ish to me.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Is that Jack, and this is why I wanted to bring it up earlier, but this is early Malcolm Merlin, but Jack is going to call Ra's al Ghul, and he's going to tell him exactly where he says, Merlin, we're going to meet, and then he calls Ra's al Ghul and tells him, I know exactly where Malcolm Merlin is going to be at what time, and so he's going to get there. Jack's going to get his trash kicked,
Sure.
but then Ra's al Ghul will come in and finish off what he's tried to do is get rid of Malcolm Merlin. And so Jack will use his brains to attack Malcolm Merlin.
I'm going to follow you a little bit there.
Also, he's going to kill about 20 ninjas in the process.
At least. This is what's going to happen. Ra's al Ghul does not come into play. In fact, in the previous season, Jack actually broke his neck. I don't know if you knew that. Which is why Malcolm Merlin is now Ra's al Ghul, which, whatever. But here's what's going to happen. Malcolm Merlin is going to go street fight with this. He doesn't need blades. He doesn't need anything else. There's no guns, no arrows. He's going to fight him, and he's going to kick his trash. Even though Jack knows Hapkido and Krav Maga, but he still is going to get his trash kicked. But Malcolm Merlin is really badly damaged. Jack is laying on the ground dying. Malcolm Merlin is like, you know what? I need to repair myself. I'm going to go into the Lazarus pit,
right?
Which Jack has filled with acid.
Yes! I like this.
He planned this, and he'll be laying there, and he'll go, boop. So obviously, Malcolm Merlin's burning up, and then
Were you
hear
doing the 24 sound?
boop, 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 boop. Season finale. And it was like, Jack's going to die. Of course he's not dead. He's coming back. He's going to be the new Ra's al Ghul. Jack Bauer with the win. Do we agree?
I think we agree.
Oh, man. Bless you both for not making me choose.
Also, I wanted to bring this up. Both Jack Bauer and Malcolm Merlin have died multiple times in their series and then have come back for one way or another. I think Malcolm cheated and used the Lazarus Pit, whereas Jack Bauer, just tough.
Yeah, he's really tough.
He's just tough. So, yeah, there we go. The ultimate killer dad is Jack Bauer from 24.
I mean, we could have seen that from the
surprise.
start.
That's another reason why this is a bacon bit. It was like, yeah, we kind of, well, I didn't know, honestly, because I was like, wow, Malcolm Merlyn is really trained. But the more I thought about it, I was like, Jack's going to outsmart him because Malcolm Merlyn is prideful.
Yes.
Super prideful. And I think that would be his downfall, being like, this is a mere mortal. He has no real training. He's not a real assassin.
And honestly, the tiring part about Malcolm Merlyn is there's so many CW Superverse shows that he shows up in like 19 timelines.
Yeah.
And you don't know if he's alive or dead, nor do you really care.
Yeah, there's like a whole season where he appeared, but he was all this like...
That's kind of my feeling about all the shows.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, Jack Bauer.
So Jack Bauer's the ultimate killer dad. Thanks for playing along, everyone at home. We hope we made a decision that you would agree with. And happy Father's Day to everyone out there.
Happy Father's Day.
Father's Day message.
So make sure to thank
309 kills.
309 kills. And thank your killer dad. And happy Father's Day from Bacon Sale.
This is way more intense than I expected.
Bacon Cell.